Hey, all you Zealots and Zergling, it's time for a 4 versus 4 on Lava Flow, a map quite unique amongst 4v4 maps, because you've got this base here in the middle that is basically just a giant bullseye. I basically assume whoever is here is going to be pretty much out of the entire game, because they're going to be like the first one attacked, because it's the easiest one to attack. I mean, the ramp is kind of the furthest from anyone else. I mean, this one's sort of a quick reinforcement, but you know, you gotta come from all different directions to kind of stop them. Air harass, Reaper harass, Colossus harass, maybe even some tank harass if we get some vision of the high ground. All viable options here. It's just not a fun place to be. Your best bet, I don't know, maybe your best bet is just to kind of expand out of here immediately, if at all possible. So, we got Spartan here, who's sort of in the position of whipping boy. And, well, safe here down in the corner, we got Mike as the green Protoss. I am in the bottom center as the orange Zerg, perhaps one of the most secure bases on this map. And then we got Wolfpack as the yellow Protoss, and our opponents on the other side of the map. We have their version of the whipping boy, Ajantis, as the blue Protoss. Benji as the teal Protoss. Many GP as the red Protoss, and Massador as the purple Zerg, who is getting his spawning pool up about half done. Doesn't really matter who's doing right now. Might want to speed this up just a little bit, because this is a pretty big map. These games can go on kind of long, even if one team does get aggressive, unless they can just completely wipe someone out and demoralize the team into insignificance. And oh, we do have a probe moving out. You always got to be careful with those probes, because they can do all sorts of tricky things. They might try to move up here into Spartan's base. Can they get in? Oh, and there's a gaping hole in his defenses, and that probe is now alive and safe in the base. Hiding back here in the corner, and up comes the pylon. He had to know it was coming. And it looks like, oh, Spartan's trying to search for it. No, it's not up there in that corner. He's trying to look for it. He hasn't seen it yet. And oh, some Ling's coming here for. Oh no, Ling's getting into a Terran's base early, and he's not yet spotted this probe. And now he's got a little bit of a problem here. It looks like I'm sending in some Lings of my own to help take those out. But we still have not seen this probe. And down go the cannons. He still hasn't found this. Oh, if he'd find it and just take out that pylon. Or at least the probe, and then the pylon would be fine. And oh, did we see this? We did see this. Did he get this in time? He's going to try to focus down the pylon, but the cannons are going to finish and do a ton of damage. Oh, he got the shields down, but that is just about it. And now he's got a major problem here right now. And we got a Zelly for many GP. I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's going to be taking on that bunker, but a Zealot against a bunker, probably not. No, he's not going to make it. But this thing is going to be a sore in his behind for a long time now. And while the probe is no longer a threat, and it's unlikely another probe is going to get in here, there are other dangers lurking in the depths. Warp gate technology is almost finished, and once that occurs, looks like we're trying to put all our forces into commit all our forces to taking this out. Just taking out this one pylon would be enough. Oh, you gotta be careful not to get in range too soon. But warp gate technology has finished, and oh, 2 stalkers and 4 cannons against 3 stalkers. That could be all she wrote. 1 cannon does go down, but a lot of losses are being incurred. Another cannon goes down, but he's still trying to reinforce this. A Phoenix comes in. I really don't know what that's all about, but that's just going to kind of sweep past right now. And now he's just kind of warping frenzy, but now that we've got the cannons gone, might be able to get this down. Maybe if he gets some Marauders out, he's trying to get them out, but oh, he's supply blocked. No, worst time to get supply blocked when he's trying to get Marauders out. And yeah, that Immortal is going to be enough to take this out, but it's a lot of forces committed. Can they focus down the pylon? Oh, and these Phoenix are going to come in and keep them from sniping the pylon. Oh my goodness, this attack is actually coordinated. They prevented him from focusing down any of the forces here, but there's a bunker here, so they're not going to be able to do anything about that. And these Marauders are trying to morph in, but are trying to make, but another round of Stalkers are going to move in, and oh, that Marauder is going to get picked up and taken out. And what are we going to do? But as early attacks go, at this base, I've seen more devastating. Right now, we've lost mainly units. He hasn't lost any infrastructure. I don't think he's really lost much in the way of workers. But I don't know what you do here. I mean, the Phoenix eventually are going to run out of energy, but there's just so many Stalkers here now, and every time you thin them out, here comes another round. So it's starting to get a little more concerning. I got some links here. Oh, and apparently I was directed to take out the pylon as soon as possible, and we will be able to manage that. That might have been a good time to lift off, because I was taking away their means of reinforcing. But now he is starting to take damage to his infrastructure. We get the pylon down, and now, oh, his orbital's in big trouble. Oh, I don't think he's going to be able to save it, but he has got a ton of money, though. So he'll be able to rebuild it, but now he is taking damage to his infrastructure. And figures, just as we get the pylon down, and they see I have just enough forces here that we just can't seem to take them out. Oh, well, there's some even numbers of Stalkers here, and with that Immortal, that will be enough to take this out. And it looks like I have managed to get some roaches. I guess I figured I need something a little more beefy with what was going on here, but now everything's fine. And oh, can we save the supply depot? Looks like I'm pinging it. Save the supply. Oh, just moving in and does not get it. And what do we got all here? Observer, 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 and oh wow, an observer stare down. Whoa, get back. Wow, that's kind of spooky. I would not want to be between those two right now. So apparently Ajantis is just the designated observer, and oh my goodness, he apparently does not want anyone to take this base, but it looks like I've already got an Overlord on the inside. Have I seen any of this? I see a couple of pylons, but my Overlord's trapped now. There's nothing he can do. But that's kind of funny. I've got an Overlord inside the gates, and oh, I'm going to make an Overseer out of it. Why not? Why the heck not? Oh, that is kind of funny. I think I put him here specifically to spot an expansion, and oh. Things got a little bit wonky there for a second, but I think they've recovered. Unfortunately, my Overseer did not. He really didn't have any way out of there. There wasn't any place where he wasn't going to get hounded by multiple cannons. That's unfortunate. And now we have some... Ajantis has got some Zealots here. How did he get those in here? Did he use a Warp Prism? Yes! Yes, he did. But Roach Hydra, pretty good against Zealots. Unfortunately, the Warp Prism is going to get away. Oh, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. We still have some Zealots in the base. Oh, poor Spartan. But hey, you had to know that you were in this position. And one time we had sort of an amusing name for the person in this position. I forgot what it is now. And I completely forget what the story was behind it. So I guess it's kind of pointless for me to even, bring it up. But I need to come up with a name for the person in this base. They need a name. I'm not going to come up with it now. Maybe one day I'll remember what it was. But looks like we got a lot of Stalkers here for Wolfpack. +2 attack. Ooh, and that Immortal with that +2. But oh, we got Benji here with quite a sizable force, plus those really frustrating Phoenix that were causing all sorts of trouble with us taking out that invading force. And I don't know where that Zealot is going. It looks like the Phoenix are going to scout around. And it looks like, wow, Mike's got this base and this base down. And, oh, those Phoenix are just going to get slaughtered. Oh, all 4 Phoenix go down. That was not good. But it looks like Benji's going to take revenge on Mike, saying, dude, you're going to waste my Phoenix, then say goodbye to your base. And this is a pretty big threat. We are moving to intercept it, but they're kind of in a place on this ramp where it's going to kind of be hard to get a good surround on them. And they're just running rampant inside Mike's base right now. He's got some cannons to help slow them down, but we have got to try to actually funnel our way in here before he loses too many probes. Fortunately, he has the entire island to himself, so at best he's going to have to rebuild some tech. He might probably have to rebuild that Nexus, or at least he'll want to, but it's not critical that he doesn't. He's going to try to blink some Stalkers out. Oh, but it looks like Wolfpack has a blink of his own, and it's going to make those Stalkers pay. How many, if any, are going to survive? Oh, another one goes down to a nice blink, and another one goes down. Is that last Stalker going to get away? Yes, he's going to use blink to get out of there. And why is... Oh, boy, that Observer casts a long shadow. How something that's invisible casts shadow is beyond me. So now it looks like Ajantis is going to be taking this base, and of course he's going to be like, wait a minute, I'm Protoss. I think I have a V key. Is that what he's going to be going? 5 gates. And I'm assuming he's going Void Ray. We're going to have to see that. We're going to see that coming up here in a second. And a couple of warp prisms full of probes. Oh, yeah, I guess gotta saturate these bases. He's got to. He's going to drop those off. He's going to make anything. He's got quite a bit of money. A little low on the minerals, which I guess is why he... Oh, my goodness. Really? You've got 5 gates that you're not using, and you need to make 3 more? You're not going to have any money to... What? What are you doing? You've not made a single thing out of these gates yet, and you've got like 1,000 gates. There's no way you can use all these gates. Unless your allies are just going to feed you the rest of this game. This is absurd. Make something out of these. I am astounded. I guess he's going carriers, but seriously, you could have started making carriers before you put up a bunch of extra gates you're not going to be able to use. I mean, granted, if you were doing a 1v1 on this map, and you hadn't seen hide nor hair of your opponent, yeah, sure, put up a bunch of gateways. You'll probably be able to get enough bases for it, but seriously? Alright, I'm ready to see how many carriers he's going to be. Oh, no, he is going to go Void Rays. And he's making 4, which was his original... Which was the original count of his gates before he made 1,000 of them. So what does that tell you? And we're getting pings all over the place right now. I don't know what they're all about. I'm not seeing all those extra gates you made. There we go. Well, now we're going to get a couple more out there. But you seriously... I don't know. I just don't know. But it looks like Mike's already got a Void Raid force of his own, and +1/+1 already here, so he's a little bit ahead of you here, Ajantis, although he is getting +2 attack. But he does not... Oh, he has +2 shields, though, but that's out of a different building, so I barely count that. It looks like we're gearing up for a big force. Looks like I got a bunch of roaches and whatever lings I have left over. My Hydros on the way, 2-2 on those. Looks like Wolfpack's got his Gateway Army, 3-2 on those, and Mike bringing his Void Ray force. And we are ready to... Oh, you cannot blink on the high ground if you don't have vision. And if he'd waited for those Void Rays, he would have had vision. And now it's going to cause us to run up right up against this army. I don't really know who has the advantage here. Both sides kind of have some sort of concave, although all these zealots are trapped on the ramp and doing absolutely nothing. I'm burrowing my roaches, trying to get in a better position, see if I can strike some of those units in the back, and up they pop. I mean, up they pop. Some Archons mixed in that force. Archons, the mortal enemy of the Zerg, and I'm going to burrow those, try to get a little bit of health regeneration, because as you see, I do have the Tunneling Claws, so very, very good upgrade for the Roach. And it looks like I'm going to clean up this force up here. Meanwhile, it looks like they're going to be destroying this base, and we got a Void Ray here, but oh, the Void Ray wins that battle every time. In a Void Ray battle, one-on-one, the Void Ray wins every time without fail. Remember that the next time we get caught in this battle. And it looks like my forces are still cleaning up a little bit, but a massive, a ton of Archons is probably going to be enough to focus this down. But are they going to be able to get one Archon? He's got so little health left. Nope, he's fine. He is absolutely fine, but Masador is not fine. Losing his hatchery. I don't see a pool anymore, so he lost that. These Voiders are going to try to move in, but, you know, all of his money was tied up on more gateways, so this is all the Voiders he appears to have right now. He's trying to make some more, but maybe he would have had more Void Rays if he'd started them sooner and made fewer gates. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Meanwhile, we got some Void Rays here for Mike hitting Ajantis, which is the counterpart, whatever we call the guy that gets stuck with this middle base, and his Nexus is going to go down, but... base is pretty much mined out. Yeah, there's 36 gas remaining here. That is all the resources. So since he's in mass Void Ray production now, I think he doesn't really need that Nexus. And Masador escapes. Oh no! Looks like Wolfpack moved on to this expansion, and Masador escapes with an Evo chamber and a couple of drones, and no money. Did he run out of money? Yeah, he ran out of money. And he's going to need some money if he's going to actually rebuild. And we got some Void Rays here for Ajantis, but what are they going to find? a couple of cannons here, that's not going to be enough, but a mass probe mining is going to have this thing mined out, so even if he does do some damage, we really don't need to retake this base necessarily. Although I'm sure the gas thing would probably be pretty nice. And oh, that one pylon powering all of those cannons, not a good position to be in, but... And those Void Rays might have been able to take down those Stalkers, I'm not sure. They were fully charged. That could have been, oh, that could have gone either way. Spartan rebuilding like a trooper, a ton of Marines, couple of tanks in there, couple of medevacs, and it looks like Ajantis is going to see this moving out, but can they do anything about it? Looks like they are moving to intercept, or maybe they're moving to go after these Void Rays, but they're not really in a good position to take them on. A couple Archons getting in there, though. We'll get some pretty good splash on that. But soon they're going to be running into Spartan's force if he comes help. No, he looks like he's setting up a base. He's not going to try to help take out this army, and these Void Rays are going to suffer as a result. And it looks like Macedor's got some drones in there trying to... I don't know what those drones are doing. I guess they're just attacking drones. Did Macedor leave? He's got 2 gas, so he's still here. But he's... Oh, no, he's rebuilt his base. Oh, he's taking the gold. This is a very bold step, as it is way out here in the middle. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff here. He probably would have been better off building here. Any attack could see this and pick it off. And now it looks like we got long-distance mining here to finish out this base for Wolfpack, and then maybe that's all he really needs to do right now. But these forces are moving out. Do we have anything against them? Here come a bunch of Void Rays, but there's still a lot of anti-air here. I don't know if this is going to be enough. We need to get some more attacking forces here. Where is everybody? Where am I? I've not seen myself since that force up in the north. Oh, it looks like we were cleaning up something here, which actually, if we can back up, I think there was some forces over here. I think I backed way too far up. Yeah, I backed way too far back. Alright, what's going on? What do we got going here? So we got, who's that? Many GPs building here. Oh, I was going to try to take that base, and many GPs beat me to it. Let's see, we have forces moving out here. This base is getting cleaned up. Looks like I'm rebuilding my forces. This is where Spartan was moving out here, so I think we're getting close. Got a massive Void Ray count here for Ajantis, finally. I still see several gates that are sitting there doing nothing. I'm just saying. And, oh, looks like Wolfpack was actually going to try to rebuild this, but, oh, just as that pylon goes up, it goes down again. Okay, so while we were focusing on those bases over on that side of the map, it looks like we had a Void Ray attack in the back here, but they were just running from those Stalkers. They do not want to take those Stalkers on. And, oh, now they decided to take them on. It's questionable. They just had a bit of a reinforcement there. And I'm trying to move to engage. Unfortunately, my Roaches are in the front there. Roaches next to useless against Void Rays. But I do have some Hydralisks in the back. They do have 2 upgrades, and those Void Rays are like, oh, we had better get kind of out of here. And then we have this engagement going over here. Those Void Rays are kind of stuck in the corner right now. And this force is pushing in this direction. It might be a good time for those Void Rays to come back. And, ooh, looks like I know they're there, and I'm a little, I'm a little afraid to pull back and help this out, because I know the Void Rays are getting ready to pounce somewhere. And a lot of cannons here. They're going to take a lot of damage trying to take this out. Well, I guess there's quite a lot of them, but it's going to get them close enough to my army where I feel safe enough to take them on. And they're going to pull in my base. I got a lot of spores here, though. Is he going to try to take those on? He's going to try to focus down the hatchery, but he's going to be taking, well, a little bit of damage. Not a lot of the spores are actually shooting, but the Queen is shooting. And he is going to snipe the hatchery, but at the cost of a Void Ray, was that worth it? I don't know, but we managed to clean this up. Although it looks like the Nexus did go down, and there still are some Zealots left here. And now the Warrior is going to try to move into my main. I do still have a Spore here, and a couple of, well, 3 Queens right now. 1 Queen is going to go down, and they're going to try to focus them down. There's a lot of Spores here. The Queen is going to try to pull back, get more Spores into the action, and now they're trying to focus down the Hive, but now they're in the range of all sorts of anti-air. Are they going to get the Hive? It looks like they might be able to just get the Hive. Here come my Hydralisks. Are they going to be able to save the Hive? Oh, it looks like a Transfuse went down. Is that going to be enough? Just enough to save the Hive. Oh, wow. And it looks like Macedor I told him he'd take the space, it's easy pickings, and it's gonna go down, and once again, he's out. He's back down to 0 minerals and 2 gas. Unless he's feeding money to people, and then maybe that would explain it. And oh, it looks like Ajanta's using some extra Void Rays to take out Spartan again. I don't know what was here, but it's not anymore. So I don't know if the tide's turned. And oh, look, he finally got all these gateways up and running. Someone had to have fed him some money. I have a feeling that's what Mesador was doing, was just feeding him money, which is why he has none. I find it hard to believe that he has as much money before he put up that expansion as he does after he got killed, unless he was feeding money back. And oh, we got DTs to deal with now, and they are going to get Wolfpack's Nexus. And oh, many GPs also got some Stalkers in there. It's going to be destroying Wolfpack's base. And it's only 1/1/1 upgrades on those. And I do have an Overseer, but there's Stalkers there. I got to be ever so careful with those. They do have Blink, so I got to be careful. He's going to try to blink and take it out. And oh, just manages to get it when there are still DTs in the area, unfortunately. And now the Stalkers are dead, and now there's a ton of, there must be an Observer somewhere, because there's the Observer. So, oh man, he just lost a ton of DTs. I don't know if that was a good idea. Meanwhile, we got a ton of Phoenix now. No wonder he got all those Stargates up. He went for the Phoenix, which I think is a little bit cheaper than the Void Ray. 150, 100 to 250, 150. So yeah, Phoenix a little bit cheaper, and also very, very, very squishy. But doing a surprising amount of damage, I think. But they are eventually going to get out of there. Oh, and that Warp Prism did not make it. And we see a lot of activity here. Oh, that's mostly probe activity. It's just a lot of Zealots and some Stalkers. Doesn't seem like much of a... Oh, we do have some High Templar too. They do not have Storm. Is he getting Storm? I gotta check the production tab. Is he okay, he is getting Storm. But Storm's not ready yet for this engagement, and a lot of Lings, but not gonna be that good against the Zealot army. What happened to my army? What happened to all those Roaches and Hydras that I had? They must have died in some other engagement. I just cannot keep up with all these battles that are going on here. So this force is still alive. It's going to give time for him to get that Storm up, which could be devastating. Well, no, I do have some Roach Hydra. Are these new? Did I just make a bunch of Lings to throw somewhere? I'm not entirely sure. It's possible. But this looks like pretty much the remaining force. It could be pretty effective. And I mean, they do have some Phoenix here. And they're seriously... What was that even? A probe? They're seriously going to waste energy on a single probe? Oh, they're well upgraded, Phoenix. But here we go. Here comes my force, and they are not happy. And is he going to try to get some storms off? No, no storms coming yet. Is Storm even done? Storm is done. He's going to try to get up on the high ground, which could give him an advantage. And here come the storms. Oh, right on top of my Hydralisk. They could not have been in a worse position that time. But now he's storming the Stalkers, and he's getting quite flanked. His Zealots are going to be dead here soon. Storm, I think, would be next to worthless against an Immortal. And he is completely flanked. He's got no escape now. Trying to make some Archons up, but Roach Hydra pretty good against unmorphed Archons. And that's it for Ajantis. He must have lost his Phoenix somewhere. I didn't see where that happened, but I'm sure it was fairly unspectacular. Phoenix are worse than paper airplanes. Oh no, a lone Stalker! And I think that was an Observer that was there almost the entire game. We got moving out. Looks like many GPs got some Stalkers. He's still got a little bit of fight left in him. But 1/1/1 upgrades, trying to get it up in expansion. I think it might be too little too late, and I'm just going to completely roll over those Stalkers. But they have managed to do a lot of damage to this side of our front. But can they follow it up? They're sending in some more Stalkers, but we're pushing up this side of the map with 3-2 Roach Hydra and quite a few Void Rays. He's got a handful of Zealots here, but I don't know. Zealots against this force, I don't like the odds. I'm not really sure why I'm messing up against there. And we got a ping here. It's because the Stalkers now moved in. Oh, my base is so vulnerable, but they don't seem to be engaging that. They seem to be engaging this base instead. And I have a bunch of spores. Oh, I probably evacuated the spores here because this hatchery got sniped and I was losing creep and I didn't want to lose my towers. It looks like we're desperately trying to move back to stop this incurring force. It wouldn't take much, but we don't have much down here right now. A few Hydras are going to catch some straggling Stalkers, and they're going to get us a couple of tanks from Spartan to siege up, but those Stalkers are gone. We need to do something about these. They're standing on my Queen's head, and she's getting quite the headache. Here come my forces. This should be enough to take this out. More than enough roaches to take this out. We still got some, yeah, we still got some guys left. Let's take care of that. And oh, looks like Enchantress decided to switch back into Void Rays again. I do have some Hydras here. Is it going to be enough? He does have 2-3-3 upgrades. That's pretty good, and there's not a lot of anti-air. I do have some Hydras, but not for much longer. But here come a bunch of Marines from Spartan who hasn't been around here for a little bit, but he's done a pretty good job of rebuilding, and he's chasing those Void Rays away, although, oh, I don't know if he's got enough. If he even has enough Marines to push those off. I mean, these are fully upgraded. And there goes Benji. Ooh, oh, looks like Mike's side to keep going forward with those Void Rays. They can't defend two fronts at once. That was maybe a good decision. Put all our defenses back here to take out what they had, and these Void Rays will hopefully be enough to take on whatever they could possibly have left, and it looks like that is, in fact, the case. These Void Rays are going to come to try to take them on, and what do we got here? 24 Void Rays that are almost fully upgraded against 26 Void Rays that are slightly less upgraded. So I think that's about as even as it gets right now. So this is going to be an interesting engagement if it actually occurs. If it actually occurs. Nope. Not going to happen. Oh, wait, no, it can still happen. He's still destroying stuff. And here we go! It's Void Ray on Void Ray. Remember what I told you about Void Rays? Void Ray always wins. You have to keep that in mind whenever you take Void Rays against Void Rays, is that Void Rays always wins, and you have to remember that. And oh, all of his Jansen's Void Rays go down. Mike's got quite a few remaining. He must have gotten some reinforcements in there, which could have helped him out, or it could have just been those two extra Void Rays, because remember, in a Void Ray versus Void Ray always wins. And it looks like I got a Changeling kind of running around there, see if they got anything left. And Benji is being revealed. And Spartan is like finally sick of taking all the abuse. He is on the offensive, and he is going to destroy some base in your face, son. With a little help from the Swarm. Never did get that level 3 armor, did I? And here goes what's left of the Jansen's base main. He still has this, and he switched up to carriers because carriers are great against upgraded Void Rays. Oh my goodness. That's the carrier is not the emergency I win button no matter how much time you have to make them. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be better. He's getting some Void Rays in there too. Maybe it'll do better than I think. But I mean, what has he got left? He has no money. He has no income, and he has barely. He can't even afford. He's done. This is just it. He can't afford to make a Nexus. He can't long distance mine. I guess he could mine some minerals, load the probes into a warp prism, and carry them back to the island over here and drop them off, but I don't think that works. And the combined forces of Carrier, or Void Ray Hydralisk, will take on Carrier quite nicely. And many GP has left the game. Oh, wow, exciting game. I hope you enjoyed it. I need a drink of water and a breath of fresh air. But you folks come back soon and have a day.